You know, as a keynote speaker, and I understand, what is the key difference between them and between us as, belonging to any three-tier institute. The very, very prominent different, between you can say, and other institutes or that premium institutes, which we believe is about mindset, right? Now, it's not about, percentage. It's not about marks. You know, you see the number of seats in IIT, you see the number of people appearing for it, right? It's the ratio doesn't fit. Okay. It is going to happen that you are not going to get into, right? And it is totally fine. The ratio doesn't fit, right? For 16 lakh students appearing, right? There are a bunch of, thousands of seats there, and the ratio doesn't fit. So, what happens then? Like for people who are not IIT, and what is the difference? How do they make life better? How do they get that fancy package? How do they work in FANG companies? How do they, get offers of lakhs and crores? So I have seen, students coming from tier 2, tier 3 institutes and, surpassing IITians, right? I myself belong to, a tier 3 institute in Mumbai. It is not even in Mumbai, it is in Thane, right? It was founded 2 years back when I joined it because I didn't had great marks and so on. And so while on the journey, I understood that the mindset of IITians or the students who are studying in IIT is way different than the mindset of any other college. Okay. And it is not that they are born with it. It is not that they have bought it from their home. Okay. It is what they have developed being in IIT, being in that campus, and understanding life. So what do I mean? What do I mean by telling you that the mindset of IITians is different than the mindset of anything else apart from that? Uh, Now I'm referring IITians, so I don't mean IIT only. I mean all the premium institutes in India. Okay. The very major mindset which I find the first very point is, people in tier 2, tier 3 cities believe that college engineering is all about party. It's all about movies. It's all about friends. It's all about, you know, going out, having fun, bunking classes, eating the best, living the best life, and, being part of that crowd, being part of that herd, and doing all that crazy stuff which they ever wanted to do, right? And that is where is the very first point they get, restricted. They don't think enough. They don't develop their mindsets enough to think what happens beyond this 4 years, right? Is life going to stop after 4 years? No, it is going to go on. So what about the next 20, 40 years you're going to live? If you're going to enjoy everything in this 4 years, right? You have, a certain amount of life which you have to kind of go through afterwards, right? So what are you going to do in that life if you're going to enjoy everything in this 4 years, right? And you're not preparing for that life which is coming, right? Which is there, that, right? If you are not going to die, fortunately, you will have that life. And if you party for this 4 years, if you be with that mindset of having fun in this 4 years, then definitely the life after that, the life, the next 40, the next 20 years is not going to be easy because you will be struggling to maintain your life together, right? Now, that is a different stuff where you have your daddy's money. So that is something which I'm not talking about because that is what, 1% of people in India have, not 99%, right? The very second point which I want to focus about mentality is constant denial. Constant denial about me not being from a previous, premium institute. Constant denial, saying that my HOD doesn't support me, my faculty doesn't support me, my dean doesn't support me, my peers doesn't support me, my parents doesn't support me for my vision, and constant denial of whatever is happening around you is not because of you, is because of something else which is attached with you, right? So when I say to a lot of students, right, I meet them, I say, was it your choice to do engineering? They're like, no, it was not our choice. Parents forced us, to be engineers and to become engineers. So, we don't have a choice now. we don't have a dream now. We don't have something to achieve now. We are just doing engineering because that's what our parents want us to do, and we are compromising. We are doing everything, and because our parents told us, that's why we are in that constant denial mode, and we are not getting above the bar. Okay, so
Meeting.
on the sorry, someone speaking. Okay. Okay. So the second part, which comes after the constant denial, is basically understanding that how do I come out of this, right? So you accept the reality and you move forward, thinking that, see, what I wanted to do was I wanted to make robots. Okay. Now I chose information technology field. I didn't choose it. I was obviously forced into it, right? Because that was the only seat available. I wanted to do mechanical engineering because I was interested in robots, and I actually made a robot in 10th standard. And that was something which I was inspired by Chitti the robot, right? The Rajinikanth famous movie. And I wanted to make that as my dream project. But I realized that being in IT, that is quite not possible because that was a child brain which didn't understood, right? Robotics can be learned. I can switch anything. But at that moment, I realized that, hey, my dreams are crushed. I am not able to kind of go into that field which I wanted, and so on.
I would request.
Sir, you can unmute yourself, sir. Mustafa, sir, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. So that's how we came. I guess now I'm able to speak, right? You're able to hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's how you come from the constant denial, saying that, hey, man, I want to achieve my dreams, but how? Okay. So if you ask me, Ali, your parents would be very proud of you. Uh, I would say, I would tell you that they don't know anything which I do. Like they don't know anything which I do, right? And that's how I have maintained my dream and their dream as well. They wanted me to be an engineer. I did engineering for them, right? But I wanted to do something else, and I followed that path, and I achieved it. I am on the path of achieving that and going through it, doing to my passion, doing what I love every single day. Then comes the fancy life, right? Where you are throwing money, where you are going to McDonald's, you're having fun, clubbing, partying, Starbucks, right? Everything else which you find, and you're like, hey, I have money, right? I have so much of money. I'm gonna post stories. I'll eat the best food and so on. So I'll tell you a very little story, right? When I was in diploma, I used to get 100 rupees per week as you can say it was not pocket money, it was travel money, right? So every day the traveling cost would be around 20 rupees, 5 days 100 rupees. That's how it was. And one day in first year, everyone decided in my campus that everyone will go to McDonald's, will bunk and will go to McDonald's. So I was like, okay, that is good. And we went to the restaurant, and everyone ordered pizzas. They ordered so there was a new dishes. So there was Mac, burger, Maharaja, and every type of burger out there. And I was like, okay, for me in my budget, there was only aloo tikki, which was $30, right? And I wanted to buy that, so I went ahead and I ordered that. But my friend popped in from behind and was like, "Hey, make it a meal, right?" And they made it a meal, and it became 99 rupees, and they returned me 1 rupee, right? And I was like, oh, so that is like 99 rupees for a burger, a fries, and a small bottle of Coke. And I was like, okay, this is crazy because I could have eaten 10 vada paos, right, on 10 different days, and that could be much better. But what I realized was the meal was, the money was not the problem there. What was the problem was once we got that meal, we actually sat, everyone together. And the first thing before we even ate anything, we clicked photos, right? We uploaded on our stories and we're like, hey, Magding with my bros, Magding with my colleagues and so on. And that was something which is more interesting because people bought that all that stuff not because they liked it. just because they wanted to post cool stories with everyone aboard, right? So that mentality is what you will see with everyone who is, out there into tier 3 tier institutes, because that is very common across every one of us, right? And then comes habits, right? So habits is something which we don't care about. Okay. I will tell you, point by point, what do I mean by habits? Common habits which we develop while we are in college. The very first one, bad habits. Around 50% students start smoking, drinking, clubbing when they are in college, right? They haven't heard about it earlier. They saw their friends do it, they do it, and they get started with their habits, and they go out of control. They kind of, then need more money to do clubbing, more money to, go and do smoking, and so on and so forth. No one reads. We don't have a culture of reading in our college. Okay, in any 2 tier 3 tier institutes, no one reads. You will find no one with a book, about entrepreneurship. No one with a book about motivation. No one with a book about inspiration. You will find, you will not find anyone into that caliber, because people think it is old fashioned, right? If I want to, I don't need to read books. I'll watch YouTube. I'll, go do this 10 different stuff. But reading is not the habit which we have, right? And that is lacking. That is what you need. Okay, very, very important habit while you are in college. Spending that money, and is something which is guilt free. You are like, I'm going to spend, all the money of my dad without having that guilt of it is not my money. It is someone else's money, right? No accountability. You ask them about anything in life, they are like, I don't know. Where is your life heading? I don't know. What is your mission? I don't know. What you want to become? I don't know, right? What is, who is your friend? I have 10 best friends. I have, 200 friends on Facebook. I have, tens of these many things, but I don't have any accountability, okay, on any front, whether it be on their college academics, whether it be on their extracurricular, whether it be on any of the front in their life, because they don't think that way. They think about short-term goals. They think about life as fun, life as, in college life, I'm talking about as fun, as enjoyment, and they don't think about what's going to happen once they graduate. Then comes dream. So all the dreams which I feel 2 tier 3 tier institutes built for you is about money, is about luxury, right? I need that Ferrari. I need that house. I need that lifestyle. I need, 100K followers on Instagram. I need, a fan base. I need this. I need that. But no one, really thinks success as it is. Success to everyone is different. My success is not money. My success is to reach every individual in India, to empower them, to be with students, to understand what they need, and to provide that. If you see success from the eyes of Sir Ratan Tata, you will find that success to him is different. Okay, success to him is not money, because if money was his success, then he would be the most successful man in the world. He would be the richest man as well. And you will find him not being on the richie list, because his vision is not that, his dream is not that. And we don't focus enough on making our dreams, because we have always been told that money is what success is, luxury is what success is, right? If someone is buying an iPhone, I need an iPhone. I cannot go with any other mobile, right? If someone is going with a Sennheiser headset, I need that. Okay, all the stuff which comes with that. No vision, no aim. You don't have any aim. You're just going with everyone, where everyone is going. If everyone is appearing for MTech, you will go for MTech. If everyone is going for foreign trips, you will be like, okay, I want to go to foreign trips. Everyone is going to Manali, you will go to Manali. Lifetime achievement. That is what you think you are doing. That's because you don't have aim, you don't have vision. Then comes celebrating each occasion. You celebrate everything: New Year, birthdays, everything which is nonsense. February is coming, so everyone will be celebrating Rose Day, Weekday, Hug Day, everything, right? You celebrate this. The problem is not celebrating that, right? The problem is not celebrating with a purpose. Meaning that, so I strongly believe, I don't celebrate any of these, right? What I strongly believe is, is change. So I don't celebrate my birthdays. I celebrate change. Meaning what? Meaning that birthdays come only once a year. And it is so boring, right? So I'll tell you a very simple story. In my diploma, what happened was there was a guy who would celebrate his birthday in a club. So he would invite to everyone who is his near one and dear one, because no one is going to clubs, right? And then he would invite that, pay for it, and then his name would appear in that club saying that happy birthday, his name, and he would be very happy. Everyone he invites is very happy and so on. I find that culture really bad for many reasons. One of the reason is that it is not like you are achieving something on your birthday, right? I believe in celebrating. It can be a positive change. It can be a negative change. Let's say I have failed M3 5 times. Maths 3, which is in third semester, I failed it 5 times. I had a drop because of it, right? It was silver, golden, platinum, jubilee. Like I hit everything. Okay, and then I was like, what should I do next? And on each failure, what I did, I celebrated with an ice cream. I celebrated with good food, and because whatever it is failure, it is success. I need to celebrate it myself, because change is something which is must, and you should change frequently. So stop celebrating this stuff, right? And start celebrating with a purpose, right? With an aim, with something which gives you happiness. It's not just because it is a new year, okay? That it's not like that. If you missed a new year, it has been 12 days after new year, you are like, hey, I cannot set my goals because new year has already happened, so I cannot go and set my goals now. It is not like that. You realize it today, you can set it today, not a problem. Okay, you don't have to wait till December and say that I will set new resolutions in December. It doesn't make, because if you're not going to achieve it, you're not going to run behind them. It doesn't make any sense to celebrate or make new year resolutions. Buy more liabilities than assets. I will talk about this. So when we talk about, let's say I give you 2 crore rupees right now, right? I find you, I come to your college, I'm doing a seminar, I write a check of 2 crore and I give it to you, right now. What would you do of that 2 crore rupees? Can you please tell me in the comments? It's all yours, right? I'm just handing you a check of 2 crore. What would you do? I'm looking at the chat. If you're able to add in the chat, that would be really good. Okay. So I see there are a lot of people who will do it, give it to their dad, or buy vehicles, or will invest. And I guess everyone is more on investing. Fixed deposit, okay, that's a good investment. Yeah. So when I talk about, reality, what you will see is you want to buy a very good car, right? You want to buy jewelry, you want to travel the world, you want to go and have fun, right? But if you talk to, having get that 2 crore rupees, what you would do is you would actually, buy houses, rent them out, invest in share market, and do all this stuff, right? But everyone would be doing this and saying that, hey, we are going to invest in stocks, we are going to do this if we get 2 crore rupees, right? But what if you don't have 2 crore rupees? What will you do now, right? So you're like, okay, I will go and I will buy a good phone, okay? Because I don't have that much amount of money. I don't have a lakh rupees to invest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna spend on clubs. I'll spend this. I'll do that, and I'll buy a lot of liabilities. I'll buy a bike, okay, for my college, going there, coming back. I'll buy the best calculator in the world so that everyone sees my calculator when I'm going in that exam cell. Buy a watch and something like that, okay. And basically you don't understand small liabilities, like when we talk about huge money is there, but when we talk about small money, where you are getting 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees, you don't understand what is small liabilities, right? So when you are I used to get 100 rupees per week. I would try to collect them and store them. And within 6 months, I had around 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, and I was interested in ML. So I bought a course of machine learning with that money. I, kind of went there, saw the course. It was good. I got some knowledge. Then I was like, okay, what should I do next, right? So next thing was I wanted to learn more about machine learning. I wanted to have more opportunities. For that, there was an IEEE conference which costed 5,000 rupees. I didn't have 5,000 rupees. So I was like, what should I do? Again comes the question, right? How should I kind of go ahead and arrange that money? So I tried to arrange it from my friends and try to contact the organizer saying that, hey, I don't have 5K, right? I want to be part of your conference, and I would be more than happy to do that, right? And that is where self-investment come into place, right? So how much money are you investing on yourself, which will make you money in the near future? Are you ready to buy that course? Are you ready to spend money on yourself? Then, spending that on birthday parties, spending that on something which is more like a liability than something which is more asset to you. Then comes the realization part, right? How do you make your vision statement? How do you come up with a mission? How do you come up with something to go about it, right? So you're like, hey, how should I set my mission? What should I make my mission into? So I'll tell you my process, right? So when I was thinking about my vision statement, what will I do in the near future if I get 2 crore rupees, right? Or if I get, good job, if I get whatever I get, right, in the life, what is my vision going to be? So I decoded that into 3, 4 different parts. And I started doing it one by one. So I started making part one. Part one was to make myself realize my potential. Okay. Many people were telling me that, hey, Ali, you belong to a 2-tier institute. You don't have potential, right? But they were wrong, right? I had potential. And how did I know that I had potential? Because I was constantly self-investing on myself, and I was realizing that I can do this, I can do that, I can do 10 different stuff. Okay, I can work 10, 12 hours a day. I can, do 10 different stuff, and I can generate money. I can, do XYZ factors, and I can make businesses out of it, and I can, go about, realizing my own potential. Now, once I started realizing my own potential, I wanted to do something for the student community. And that's where I started making my vision statement. So I started writing it down. I was like, what should be my vision statement? So the part one came to me that, like you realized your potential, make others realize their potential, right? And that was the part one of my vision statement, to make students realize their potential, right? Then I was like, how are students going to realize their potential? So I asked myself, how did I do that, right? So I was like, in my college, I used to be the Xerox guy, right? So what I used to do, everyone required notes, okay? But notes in our college Xerox, center was a bit of expensive. So notes there were around 200 rupees. He would charge 1 rupee per, a page to print. And if the book is like 200 pages, he would charge straight away 200 rupees. So everyone was like, they were spending a lot of money on notes. So they were like, we need to find a solution. So I was like, okay, I lived in Andheri. And Andheri is very pretty famous for market area. And there I used to get Xerox for 30 paise. Okay. That is like 70% reduction in the amount. But Andheri to my college is around 30 kilometers. So I had to arrange something there because I was carrying a lot of, books there. So first I wanted to find customers. I went to my friends. I told them, would they be interested if I give the same book for them for 70 rupees, which is costing 100 rupees. They were more than happy. They were like, yeah, definitely. We have 4 books. So in total, they will save around 120 rupees. And they were more than happy with that saving 120, right? And I was making like around, if I'm selling it for 30, I was actually making 40% of the money. Okay. More than I could get. Now, in pesos, it is very, negligible, you will think. But when we talk about collectiveness, I used to earn around 1,000 to 2,000 rupees by just picking the notes from Andheri, delivering it to my college. And that was my first gig, you can say, right? Where I was making money. So how did I realize my potential? I realized my potential by rising above the bar of college curriculum and experimenting, right? So then the thought came to my mind, is this what you want to do with your life, right? Do you want to set up a Xerox machine and sell Xerox because that is going to fetch you a lot of money? Is that your vision? So I was like, no, that is not my vision, right? Why I was doing that, I was doing that because I wanted to earn money, right? And I got money, and then once I started getting money, I realized that I love teaching people. So I wanted opportunity. So I started self-investing that money to myself, and then I started taking classes for people who had KTs, my juniors, and I started teaching them for free initially. Once I started teaching them for free, I got the knowledge of the subject. I was very good at programming. I became, master of C, and started, kind of teaching that to my juniors. And I started making money on top of that. Classes would charge 5,000, I would charge 2,000, right? And I realized, okay, this is what I can do. So experimenting is very, very critical here. College is good, but it is basically like curriculum is good, but how much you are experimenting with that curriculum? How much are you, investing your time to learn something different apart from what you are being taught, right? That is what you are getting in your curriculum. That is what your teachers are teaching you. But what about other things? What about life? What about business? What about your entrepreneurship skills? Okay, and so on. Learn about it. How do you do that? So rise about the bar of college curriculum. Then part three of my vision statement started developing. That was, why should we experiment while we study? Isn't this the life where we want to enjoy, where we want to go to Manali, where we want to go to Shimla, where we want to have that fun event, right? And wear suits and watch Netflix and do all that shit. Like, why should we do that? So the answer was very simple, because you don't want to waste your professional years. Once you graduate after 4 years, what is your life, right? And then you will do MTech, you will do something, because you wasted this 4 years. That's why you didn't realize your vision. You didn't experiment. And that's why you need more information. And that's why you are going ahead and you are, taking into postgraduate courses, or you are taking part in n number of different, you're doing MBA, you are doing all that, stuff. Why? Because you are, you didn't experiment in your college area, and now you are wasting your professional years. Each of your year is worth more than 10 lakh rupees. If you go down the line, 5 or 6 years down the line, and you are earning that much amount per year, the more years you waste professionally, the more money it is going to cost you, right? So understand that, if you experiment by being a student, that is going to be the best thing. People have that ego problem. People have that denial problem. Okay. When I was in my college, I will tell you one simple stuff. I was shameless, right? Shameless in not terms of being and abusing people. Shameless in terms of approaching people. I would go to speaker and I would ask him questions, which he would be like, hey, how do you ask this question to me, right? So I would be like, hey, you are a speaker, right? You are delivering sessions over the years. How are you doing it? What is your business model? How do you earn money, right? How do you earn money by delivering seminars? Like, do you get some money from somewhere? Like, do this college pay you? What is your business model? And then with a curious mind, people would answer that question, right? Not everyone would. Some would be like, hey, why should I tell you that, right? Just go away. I don't want to talk with you. People won't reply. I would email hundreds and thousands of people. No one would reply, right? So be shameless. Be shameless in going ahead and asking for an opportunity, because what is going to happen at most is he is going to deny you. So I have conversations with students and with my mentors whom I used to ask help for, right? And it is dug down 3 years there, right? Buried under 3 years. And then now they would request me for a referral for a job. And they would see that old conversation where I was reaching out to them, right? And asking them for help. But, it comes back very soon. So remember, all the people who are really successful, or who want you to be successful, would definitely lend you some opportunity, would definitely, give you that, opportunity which you're asking for. If they don't, they will guide you. If they can't guide you, they will not respond to you. That is what maximum is going to happen. They're not going to steal, from you. They're not going to come to your home and say that, hey, why did you DM me on LinkedIn, right? Why did you send a message on Instagram? Why did you, ask me this question in the seminar? They are not going to do that. Okay. Fourth thing is, my idea is that I don't want people to be my follower. Okay. Because there are a lot of followers, right? And I didn't want that guru stuff, happening around, that I am a guru of 100 students, I'm a guru of 10,000 students or 50,000 students. I've impacted a lot of students. And what I wanted to do is build an ecosystem, right? So what happens if tomorrow Ali dies, right? what happens if tomorrow Ali is no more, right? What is the vision? How is the vision going to execute after Ali goes away, right? Or is Ali, Superman, where he's going to travel to all the institutes in India and deliver the seminars? No, definitely that is not the answer. So how am I going to automate that, right? How am I, going to make sure that even when Ali is not delivering seminar, Ali's vision is executed, right? So for that, I realized that I need to create more leaders. So I had a word with a lot of students around different universities, and I would make them campus leaders. I would take them with me to different seminars, webinars, and ask them to deliver content on XYZ topic or topic which of their interest, and try to make them leaders. Okay, so we need more leaders. And within last 2 years, I was successfully able to make more than 50 leaders in 50, more than 50 campuses across India. And they are not, IITs, they are 3 tier, 2 tier cities from which people have backed jobs at Google, at Microsoft, at Intel, and at different companies. And this is only possible because the loop is automated now. It is not dependent on Ali anymore. Okay, and it is something which goes on even without Ali or without anyone, because that is the vision is something which should be alive. I don't want people to remember me. I want people to go ahead and achieve this vision which I started as a part of my journey. So what is the next step which you need to take, right? Once you know the problems, that these are the problems, what is the next step? Next step is very simple. First, don't get dragged into the average mentality. Average mentality doesn't mean that you should think about luxurious homes. You should think about fancy cars. Average mentality means what? Means this, that everyone you see, you are doing what others are doing, right? You are doing that whatever your friend is telling you to do. You should not fall into that average mentality, right? You should try to always go up and beyond what you have, right? And always try to achieve more and more and more. It's not in terms of money. It's terms of how are you scheduling your life? How are you going to become is the work which you're doing makes you happy? Are you with someone who makes you happy, and so on, right? So don't get dragged into the average mentality. You have a lot of time to travel. You have a lot of time to spend that happy moments in your life. And in college time, make sure you try to try to hustle, try to make your way, try to execute your dream parallel to what you're doing. Experiment. Second point is obviously what I want to convey is think big. Manali trip is cool for 15,000, but what can you do with that 15,000 if you save that and not go to that Manali trip, or not go to that similar trip, or not go to Mahabaleshwar, or not go to Kochi, not go to this fancy places there? Can you do something productive with that 15,000, which can give you returns after 4 years, right? After you graduate, will that help you in such a way? Think big. Don't think it immediately what will give you pleasure, right? So most of the people, most of the students think about immediate pleasures. They don't think about long-term pleasures or long-term goals. So remember that, think always big, and try to set small goals to achieve that big stuff, right? So that is something which you need to do. Third thing is, show off on dad's money is not cool. Start making money. Start making money while college. Start your little hustle, right? Start making websites. Start, if you're from CS, start teaching people if you're from other.
Hello, sir. You are not audible. Hello.
Just give me a second. I'm just joining. Right? I have some internet issues right now.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Right. Start doing what you love, what you think can. Looks like I'm back. Is it? No.
Sir, it's breaking. Your voice is breaking sometimes.
Is it proper now?
Yes, sir, it's proper.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was.
Again, it's not audible. Guys, let's wait for. I guess it will be okay.
Yeah, um, I guess it should be
Sir, your
better.
voice is breaking, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is it coming? Hello? Yeah, so I guess there's some problem with my internet. Just give me 1 minute. I will just restart.
Okay, no problems.
Is it still
Okay.
breaking? Or I will continue from this device itself because you are. Yeah, so I guess there's some problem.
Sir, I guess you can just rejoin.
Okay. I guess my Wi-Fi sends whenever I'm having a talk and it restarts. It happens sometime. I hope you're able to.
Yeah, no problem, sir. It's okay now.
Is it like smooth, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I see there are some questions. Is it wrong to go on a trip? No, not at all, right? So I will tell you one thing. When I went to Kerala, right, I would live in five-star hotels, okay, and I would go to, different places. Okay, okay, looks good. Yeah. So one thing which remember this is that going around is not a problem, right? If you're doing it on your money, that is really good, right? Like I would go to different colleges and I would still go and I would still be living in the five-star hotels, traveling to different places which I've never been before, right? Just for fun, and enjoy it because I'm making money on that trip, right? So to just give you an example of a breakdown, right? This is not exactly how it is, right? But I will give you an example. Let's say I'm going to a college and the college is paying me 10,000 rupees for me going there and delivering a workshop for 2 days, right? What I will do is because I'm getting 10,000, right? I will go there, I will adjust my travels and I will, spend rest of my money to go around different places. That is good because I'm already satisfying, that college by going there and earning money, and on top of that I can go ahead and I can spend that because that is extra money which I have. But spending it in a miniature format is what I will have to do is I'll have to live in Oyo, or I'll have to go there and not have so much fun which I wanted to. So one reason why I didn't go to a water park in my school IB was because apart from that entry fees you had to pay a lot of money inside the water park to go to different slides, and many of the students didn't have that money because they already had spent the major of the money on the entry fees, right? And going there, having sitting there on hotels, etc., etc. So if you can make more money, if you have that which is coming in flow where you are the one who is making money, then definitely go ahead, enjoy, like that is totally fine. But always think bigger, what about the bigger picture, right? That is something which is required whenever you are having this, mentality. Then comes financially independent. What does financial independence means? Financial independence means paying your own fees. It hurts. Why it hurts to dad is because he is paying your fees, and that's why if you're not doing good on academic basis or you're not doing good on any other front, he's very sad because he's doing very hard work and earning that money, and he thinks that you're wasting that money, right? Now, my financial independence is when I consider that I will be able to pay at least part of my fees, if not the full fees, at least part of my fees. Why my parents should take loan and educate me, and then I become jobless and they pay the EMIs of that loan, right? Isn't that unfair to them, right? Isn't that something which you think should not be done? If someone did that to you, will you be happy? Your friend taking money from you and doing his engineering and then wasting that money. So I'll give you a scenario which everyone can relate to. Your friend borrowed 100 rupees from you, right? And then he was like, hey, it's very urgent, I want 100 rupees, and you gave it to him, right? And then he went ahead and he spent that money for his whatever need he wanted to fulfill. And now whenever you ask him for that 100 rupees, he's not giving you, but he's buying a good mobile, he's buying a good watch, he's buying a good shoes, and he's not giving you that 100 rupees, right? Will you be frustrated? Yeah. Will you be angry at that moment of time? Because you gave him 100 rupees, right? Because he was needing that right at that moment, and you were like, okay, that is something which I want to do, right? Which I want to give it to them, right? So you will be angry because that is how it is, right? You gave him 100 rupees, and then he is spending. He has 500 rupees to get a watch, but he doesn't have 100 rupees to pay me back, right? And that's what people think they are doing when they are going for IVs. They are like, hey, you are my dad. It is your responsibility. It is not his responsibility. If you go to America and if you are 18 and you are living in your dad's home, they are doing you a favor. In India, it is such a culture that our parents support us tooth and nail. But if you go to foreign countries, you see the culture there. They won't support them after they are 18. They'll be like, get your home, get your shit together. We don't we will look after our life. We have done whatever you need to do till you're 18, and after 18 you have to go and you have to make yourself your home and do etc etc. So remember, financial independence is very important. That also enables you to pursue your dream. So when I was doing engineering, my dad was paying for my engineering fees, right? And he was very particular about getting a pointer because he was paying for the fees. In the third year, I was able to manage and pay my complete fees, right? And that year, you will imagine that I wanted to pursue, go do seminars, learn more machine learning apart from my college curriculum, and no one stopped me from doing that. My family was totally okay with it because they knew that I was financially independent now and I was paying my own fees. So if tomorrow something wrong happens there, they would be concerned. They would ask me that, hey, Ali, right, what you're doing? And I would be like, yes, I know what I'm doing, right? So yeah. These are very last slides, right, which I want to give it to you. And then we will start the Q&A because that is very important. So discovering opportunities is one part of hustling, one part of becoming financially independent, one part of exploring, experimenting while you are in college, right? So there are programs which have criteria, like for example, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, they have a criteria. TSC, they have a criteria, right? Other programs, they have a criteria. All these programs need you to have done something in your college days or experiment something while you were studying, right? But there are programs which have zero criteria, where they don't expect you to bring something with you. They directly give you these opportunities. For example, I am Remarkable program, MLH local host program, IEEE communities, GDG communities, ACM communities, developer student clubs, circles by Facebook, meetup.com, Postman Student Ambassador program, Postman Student Expert program. These all come with zero criteria. meaning that you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to, kind of have something, bring with you an experience. No, you don't need any experience. You just need to enroll and explore it and generate opportunities for you. Remember, I'll tell you one very, very little short story. When I was in part with IEEE, right? My seniors came to me and they were like, "Hey Ali, don't invest in IEEE. IEEE is waste of money. It is 2,000 rupees which you are paying for a year, where you are getting nothing. Okay, don't enroll in IEEE." A lot of seniors told me like that. And even I was that same opinion that why should I pay 2,000 rupees for a membership of IEEE, right? And I realized that, when I became the part of IEEE, I realized that, all these communities are for those who want to, make a name for themselves, who want to explore opportunities. A lot of people have IEEE memberships, but they do nothing about it, right? I won Larry K. Wilson Award in Asia Pacific region. That is the highest award a volunteer can win as a student in the whole R10 region, right? So that is something which didn't develop in a day. Like IEEE guys didn't come to me and say that, "Hey Ali, do you want to win Larry K. Wilson? We will give it to you." It doesn't happen that way. Okay. Whenever you are part of any community, you need to explore opportunities. Okay. The criteria is zero. Some of them will have membership fees of 200, 300, 500 rupees. But that is totally worth it. Go spend that, right? Because they are not asking you to come with a criteria. And once you spend that, you explore your way. Politics is everywhere, everywhere. There is always going to be someone's favorite, someone's, special, someone's this, someone's that. And it is going to play its own role. But you as an individual need to explore opportunities and discover opportunities so that you don't come into this loop of, blaming all yourself and then going back to the previous mindset. Discover opportunities. Okay. Always be on hunt. Like I was part of like literally every program which you can say I was part of it. I was part of Microsoft Learn program. I was part of Software Innovator program by Intel. I was part of localhost, IEEE. I was part of DSCs, GDGs, developer circles, like literally part of everything. Okay. And why? Because I was discovering opportunities and I was building my resume side by side. Okay. So always hunt for these kinds of opportunities which will always come in your life. And, I always like to quote my favorite movie here, right? So if you have watched Harry Potter, right, in the very last, part of Harry Potter, Dumbledore, says to Harry when they are, in that capacity where they both meet. And Dumbledore says that, uh, earlier he used to say that at Hogwarts, we give help to, every one of those who asked for it, right? And then he changes that statement in the very last part and says that, Hogwarts gives helps to everyone who deserves it, right? Now, what it means to be the deserving one, it doesn't need to, bring something special from you, but it needs that mindset of, becoming, going there and experimenting. Because if they realize that you are there for goodies, you are there for swags, they'll give you the swags. After that, what happens? Are you happy with that? Have you achieved your goal? Have you achieved your vision? No, you haven't. Swags is just one part of your journey, right? And now, like literally now I don't even care about swags. Like I get so many swags from so many different parts, but I don't care about it. There was one time when I used to die for swags, right? I would be literally at that moment that I want the swag and I want that. But it took time for me to develop that. That swags are nothing, they are just marketing material for the companies, right? And it is nothing much apart from that. And something which is more than that is the value which the program brings. The program manager who is there. Do I have an opportunity to work in Microsoft? Maybe can I work at this program? Can I work at that program? Can I make a career out of it? Can I get an internship at this company? Yes or no, and so on, right? So discover opportunities. That is very important. One very rigorous part of everything changing mentality is that we don't get started, right? So the secret of getting ahead is getting started always, meaning that you need to get started right now, today. It should not be tomorrow, because if it is tomorrow, then it will become day after tomorrow, and it will keep going. You will keep giving excuses because that is what we do the best, right? We give the excuses the best. no one can make excuses like student, right? They're like, why are you late? Granny dead. Why are you giving assignments late? Oh, my hand fractured. Excuses. So make sure you get started because that is very, very important. One very important factor where people say I don't get a job is because you fail to prepare, right? So remember, if you fail to prepare, prepare to fail, because it is not like luck plays a very major role. Right? I'll tell you that luck plays a role. Okay, it is not like luck doesn't play a role. Luck plays a role, but when does luck play a role? When you leave it on luck. Okay, so if you are appearing for an MCQ exam, okay, and you are relied on luck, you didn't study for it. What will happen? You're relied on luck, so you will mark randomly and there is a chance that you will pass, but majority of the chances is that you will fail because you didn't prepare for it and you depended on the luck. So luck plays a role. How much role does the luck play? Depends on your hard work. If you have worked really hard, luck plays 0% role. If you have worked 50% harder, luck will play 50% role. If you have worked 80% harder, luck will play 20% role. Because here you'll be like, hey, I got an interview, but they asked me, very hard questions. So I didn't clear it. So why? If they asked you a hard question, meaning that your preparation was not 100%, you failed to prepare, right? And that's why you left 20% for luck and luck, played. And that's why you didn't go through. You failed at that moment. Okay. So remember always, if you, fail to prepare to fail. It is a universal rule. Nothing, special there. Again, I always say this: sacrifice is the price you pay for success. If you ask me, Ali, how many college festivals you attended, I'll be like 0. Okay. If you ask me how many friends I have in terms of on campus, I have like 5 to 10 friends. Okay, not more than that. Even from that 10 friends, I only talk to 2, 3. Right. If you ask me, how many trips you had from the college IB perspective or from that perspective, if you talk about in diploma, 0. Like I didn't go anywhere, even for the IBs or anything. I actually arranged IB and I didn't go for it because I was making money and I was making 2,000 more if I didn't go myself. So I converted that to money and I didn't go, and I arranged IB for my whole department, but I didn't go with them. Okay, because I was making money on top of that. So sacrifice is the price you pay every single time for success, where you want to be successful. So it is good, right? Today I'm earning good money, right? Today I can go to any given place. I can, eat the best. I can stay at the best restaurants, and I can invite my friends over, right? Who had similar mentality like me, right? But as I see back, as I see at the students who graduated, right? I see that 80% of them are struggling. They are not getting the holidays from their company because they didn't sacrifice when it was time to sacrifice, right? And now they are paying for it. So it is very simple. The terminology of life is very simple. You sacrifice when you are learning, right? So that you don't have to sacrifice later on. You don't have to settle in 1 BHK. You don't have to, settle on different things, what you need. And if luxury is your life, like earlier I used to think that luxury is my thing, right? And I used to go and stay at 5-star hotels and do shit. But I realized that, that is not something I want in life. And that's why I would now, be happy at any given place. I would sleep at road, doesn't matter, right? I'll tell you one simple story. When I was going for seminars, right, webinars, this was one particular college, which is a very well-known college in India, right? Comes under the ranking, right? Top 10 colleges in India. When I went there as a speaker, I didn't have shoes. I was wearing slippers, right? No coat. It was like I was wearing a t-shirt and a normal jeans. And once I went to their dean, they introduced me to their dean, and they were like, oh, "This is the one who's going to deliver sessions to our MBAs." And the person who arranged it was like, "Yes, he is the one." And then they started short talking, right? That he is not well properly dressed, or what he's going to talk about, how he's going to deliver the session, and so on. And at that moment, I had money to buy Nike shoes. I had money to buy coats, right? And when I went to stage, I saw each one of them wearing coats, right? Sitting there in the audience, trying to understand and being for the guest speaker. And I go on the stage, start delivering the session, right? 10 minutes into the session, like everyone is very impressed. They are like, oh, we want to do something similar. We want to have a business plan. We want to have this. The dean, who was busy the whole time, right? He was like, I don't want to attend the session, right? sat for 10 minutes, waited there for 2 hours after the event also. We had a very good talk. We had many more collaborations with that institute in the coming years, and we have a strong bond of 3 years. So remove that impression of first impression is the last impression. It's not, right? It is something which you have been fed about, right? That if you fail to impress first time, you're not going to impress them again. It is just that you get, you wait for the second chance where you get to impress people, and then you do that. TEDx talk was not by mistake. It was not something, which people came and, they approached me and they were like, hey, Ali, would you like to give a TED talk? It was not by mistake, right? So I'll tell you the story of TED talk as well. I was the keynote speaker at the conference, very big conference arranged by Facebook. I was the keynote speaker there. My flight got delayed. I got, 10, 20 minutes late. Luck played a role. I got 20 minutes late. Keynote already happened. Someone took it because it was a big event. My session was shifted to the very last, part. It was not the first part. So my session was 2 hours. And because everyone was taking more time than dedicated for themselves, someone was dedicated only 45 minutes. They took 1 hour. Someone whose session was only 1 hour, they took 2 hours, right? And at the end of the day, because your session is on the very last front, everyone is fed up in the room, right? Because they want to go home. They have already had enough of everything, right? They want to go home because they have been sitting there from, 7 in the morning and it is like around 7 in the evening. They have been there for around 10 hours apart from breaks. So they want to go home now, and it is my session. My session was 2 hours and I am only having 15 minutes to cover my session. What do I do, right? Now, at that moment, most of the people will think that, you can do nothing. You are having 2 hour session. You need to, put that into 15-minute format and you need to deliver that. I tried an impromptu the very first time, meaning that I didn't use slides. I went into the crowd, interacted with people, asked their question, answered it, right? And everyone was so engaged that we actually continued that session for an hour and everyone was very engaged. And in that session, there were, TEDx curators who would nominate TEDx speakers, right? And they approached me. They would be like, hey, would you like to give a TEDx? It is happening. And then they will like to arrange it for you. And you will have to do a recording, etc., etc. I did preparation for 3 months and delivered it. So it is not, all the things, it doesn't come, it is not like everything comes to you. It's like you create opportunities. Once you create opportunities, things come to you and you have to sacrifice things, right? Even in terms of weddings, I am the one person who have never been to any wedding of our home. I have been to like only 1-2 wedding in my family, and people know that, Ali is not going to come even if invited, because if Ali has a session at that moment, he is going to go for that session, or he is going to go for that, learning experience which he's getting, and he's not going to come for the marriage. Yeah, he will come afterward with gifts and congratulate. That is fine, but they know it. Okay, so sacrifice is the price you pay, obviously, every single time. And if I tell you my story, like I never had that mommy's money or daddy's money. I always had that, if I don't hustle, I don't have any money, or I don't have any, a part there. And this is my office, which is in Lower Parel, 19th floor, Peninsula Tower, which is in Mumbai. Very first office which I bought, not bought, you can say rented. And, I was having 5 interns 3 years back into the time. It is not 2020, 2021. It is 2017 when I had, went and rented this office. I soon realized that I didn't need an office in 2020. So I guess around 2019, late years, I came back from this office and I settled. I made my own room where I, kind of added all the tools which I needed so that I could work alone and I could focus on my career path as well as to discover more in life and to design the whole program, which is aligned to my vision of making students realize their potential in their college area so that they experiment and they discover a career for themselves. And that is, somewhat all about myself. I'm more than happy to take questions now. And if you have any questions, you can write that in the chat, or I'll be more than happy to connect with you folks on social media. I reply to every single message on LinkedIn, Instagram. Instagram, I have promoted way more because a lot of students are on Instagram. They might not be on LinkedIn, but they might be on Instagram. So that's why, I'm very active there. regardless, if you ever want to know more about me, you can search, Google my name or ILE Mustafa, and you will find a lot about me, about my adventures, what I am currently doing, and what I'm up to. So feel free to kind of, connect with me and ask your doubts. If you need one-on-one mentoring, I'm more than happy to, help you with that. And I'm more than happy to, be that little part in your journey which you're trying to achieve. Okay. So yeah, that is from my side. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer that questions, right? And you can raise your hands. I'll select, people, and then we can go about it, right? Or how the host wanted to be. So yeah, uh, ready for questions. I have shared some links in the chat. Okay, where you can connect with me. One's of LinkedIn, one's of Postman program, which I'm currently part of, which everyone can apply to and become a Postman student expert. And you can just mention about this seminar from where you came to know, and we'll be more than happy to help you certify in your journey. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much for having me. If there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to take it.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I wanted to ask, sir, like the lecture, the presentation you delivered, sir, it gives us the external motivation. Like we will remember it for 2 days, 3 days, a week, or a month. Sir, what is actually matters? Like it comes from the inner motivation. So how to develop that inner motivation to keep on going in?
Yeah, so I will say that motivation is a drug. Okay, so whenever we talk about motivation, it is a drug, meaning that it is like if you rely on someone to motivate you, then you will need that for your life. Okay, what I do in my personal life is I do hear about motivations, right? But the motivate, as I see motivation, it is not a linear line. It is more like a circle. Okay, and the circle within yourself, right? So if you ask me what derives me, what makes me to go to different places or deliver seminars or be on path of my vision and to execute it on a daily basis, I would say that it gives me a lot of happiness when people send me a text message saying that, "Hey, Ali, we got a job, right? You deliver a seminar in this college, and I got a job at this company, and I'm very grateful for your training." Or someone messaging me saying that, "Hey, I need a career guidance. I have two offers, which one to select, what to do in life." And then I have a conversation with them one on one, and then they get it clear, and then they would reply to me after a month or two, saying that, "Hey, Ali, we got this opportunity and it was really good for me and I really like that," and so on. So that is what my motivation is whenever I'm doing something, right? Now you need to find your own motivation. That can be your mom, that can be your dad, that can be your siblings, right? That can be you yourself. Okay, where you want to pursue something, you want to do something in your life, but you're not getting the right pathway, right? So remember that whenever you are having that confusion or that dilemma that I'm not motivated enough, right? Think of it as if let's say it's very simple to understand that when you are a child, right? When you are 3 years old, 4 years old, right? Do you wanted to learn Johnny Johnny Yes Papa, right? Did any one of us wanted to learn Johnny Johnny Yes Papa, the poem, which is very famous, world famous, right? Is it something which anyone wanted to learn? No one wanted to learn, right? You wanted to learn periodic table. Obviously not, right? Because that was the requirement of the syllabus. That's why you wanted to learn it, right? But you were able to successfully learn Johnny Johnny Yes Papa, Eating Sugar No Papa, but you are not able to learn that now. The reason is when you were small, you were given incentives, you were given that chocolate once you were able to repeat that again and again, right? And for that intensive, for that motivation, right? You are motivated enough to repeat that 1,000 times so that you learn it for your life. So even if someone wakes you up from your dream, you will be like, "Yes, Johnny Johnny, yes Papa, yeah, eating sugar no Papa," right? So motivation for everyone is different. Find your motivation. Finding motivation is not difficult. It is not like organism. It is very simple. Okay, it is like understanding what keeps you that one spot which will even if you are tired 100 times and someone comes and says that, hey, would you like to do this, you are up ready, your energy is 100%, right, and you want to go and do that. And everyone needs to find that. For me, it is the messages of my students. For my students, right, one of my student, Ashil Mishra, she is leading Mumbai chapter of Girl Script. For her, the motivation is whenever she goes on a Sunday and she kind of feeds fishes. So that is a very crazy kind, right? But that motivates her, right? So she would go to a garden nearby, and there is a fish garden there where she would bring a lot of breads and she would distribute that into to the fish tanks there, and she would be happy seeing that, and she would be feeling motivated for the next week coming up. So it's like your thing which you need to figure out, right? No one can tell you that this will motivate you, that will motivate you, because at it is like a drug. If I give you the addiction, you will be addicted for life. You will want Ali to come every single time and motivate you, and that's not what I want. That's not what you want in life, right? So yeah, try to find your motivation. That is something which I would like to say. So here comes, rather than any materialistic sacrifice, should we sacrifice relationships too? So do you think time is the most precious sacrifice we can make? Please advise us. Yeah, so I say apart from materialistic sacrifices, the major sacrifice which I made was the relationship. You can say that I was not involved in relationships because I knew that that is not my goal, right? Why do you get into a relationship? Because you need a fallback, right? You need someone who loves you. You need someone who cares about you. You need someone to do XYZ stuff, right? And you need someone to fall back on. Most of the times, that is the reason why people get into relationships. For me, my work was so important to me that I didn't felt that I needed someone to be my partner, right? I needed someone to be in my relationship. Apart from that, my family, they were the ones who were there. So I used to come home around 2 a.m. in the night, right? And my dad would hold the door staring at me, why you're coming so late, right? He won't say a word, but he would stare me, right, for 10 minutes. And then I would go inside, hiding there, and then eat the food real quick, and then get on the bed. And then once everyone sleeps, I will, get back on laptop and start, doing my work. And then if I hear someone coming, I will shut down everything and sleep. So that kind of sacrifices is what I mean to say when you make sacrifice, right? Not just apart from the things which you do externally, but things which you do internally with your family, with your relationship. Today, our relationship from my family and me is very clear, very strong, stronger than ever. The reason being, for that small amount of time, I didn't have a very good relationship with them, but I developed myself. I understood what I want to do. I understood 10 different stuff. And that's why today I can proudly say that I can, think like them. I can relate to their sayings. I can relate to, why they want me to save money, why they want me to do, XYZ stuff, because I can think like them and I can, make that bond real quick. Be with someone who is, always pushing you, always, helping you and your failures, and, is excited whenever you're trying something new. There's another question, sir. In your direct saw, you talk about the phrase, if you want, you don't have to work a single day. And it said that it's not the case. It could quite understand it. It will be kind of you if you elaborate on that matter a little bit more. Yeah. So I say that after that sentence, I say that it is not like that, obviously. Obviously, it is not like if you love something, you don't have to work. I love talking. I love delivering seminars. But I'll tell you a very short story. I had a tour of 5 colleges, okay, in India. It was spanning from south to north, starting from Kochi to Mumbai to Gujarat to Raipur, then to Lucknow, then coming back to Delhi, and then coming back to Hyderabad, and then the Mumbai. Now this was a tour, okay? It was like multiple colleges at once, and I love delivering seminars, right? I love delivering workshop, but in between, like when I was traveling to Hyderabad, I got so sick, right? Because of the constant travel, because of the constant delivery of seminar, that I couldn't even stand when I was delivering, the seminar in Hyderabad. I was so, you can say tired. I was so, done because I delivered so many seminars and then all the energy drained out, right? And it is not like that. If you love something, you don't have to work, you have to work, you have to give 10x extra. So I always keep a bottle of Red Bull with me, right? Whenever I feel, the energy is going out, I'll, get 2 bottles of Red Bull and I'm all energized again, right? It is not like if you love something, you don't have to work for it, right? But it is just that it gives you joy. So if I'm on that stage, I'm delivering that seminar with 2 Red Bulls, right? I don't care if I'm hospitalized the next day, but I care about the experience which the people is going to take away from that webinar or that seminar, because they have came to see me, and they want something, they want some technical knowledge, or they want some pathway or something like that. And that is what helps you and keeps you going even when you have to work harder. Because if you are going to love, if you're going to pursue what you love, you'll have so many obstacles, right? Because that is not what people want you to do. Your friends will not be with you, your parents will not be with you, your college will not be with you, right? And if they want, college wants 75% attendance, family wants you before 12 p.m. at home, and so on. So it becomes difficult, life becomes difficult, and you have to work double, you have to work 2x to make sure you are doing what you love. So yeah, that is on that part. How do you manage time? Time is the biggest asset. You cannot buy it. What I do is I try to delegate my time to the work which is more important. To me, my assignments are not important. To me, sitting in college and attending lecture is not important. But that doesn't mean, right, I don't sit there and attend lectures. I would attend lectures. I would be present physically in that class, but mentally, I would be thinking about business. I would be doing something in my mind. I'd be drawing something. I'd be, uh, figuring out the content which I'm going to deliver 10 days later, right? Because that is what I love, and that is what I'm going to, deliver after 10 days or after 20 days. And I would constantly, try to compensate everywhere, and I would just do enough, right? So I won't do, I won't be that favorite kid in the college, but I would be the one who would, just do it just way before the deadline, right? Not being in that lazy team which doesn't do, right? And make a good rapport with teachers, make them understand what I'm trying to do. Like in my journey, the biggest support which I have is my college, is my dean, right? So there is a rule of 75% attendance in Mumbai University. For me, in my college, everyone else had that 75% rule. For me, that rule was not there, right? How did it happen? Did I do some magic? Did I pay some money to the college authorities? No, right? I showed them proof, right? So I always say that make your case, okay? So to save time, you need to document stuff, right? You need to document. If you don't document, you will never save time, okay? Documentation is very important. What are you doing for next 10 hours if you are, alive, or you are in a mood where you are not sleeping, right? Remove the sleeping time. Apart from that, what are you doing in your day? Are you doing something productive? Are you, enjoying? Are you, bathing? Are you doing, brushing your teeth? Whatever are you doing, document it, right? Document it. Keep it for yourself. Okay. Try to understand how can you divide your time and how can you make it available. Once you document it, right, you can file it as a case. Meaning, when I went to my dean with a proposal saying that, hey, dean, I don't want to attend my college, right? And I'm doing this stuff, and this is what I have been doing for last 2-3 months, and I want to do it full time, right? So I want some concession from your side. I want some concession on terms of, in terms of submitting deadlines. I want some concession in terms of not coming to college and attending, online, or submitting assignments online, because I know already this stuff, right? And I can prove it. You can take an interview, something like that. And once I presented that case to my dean, he was the happiest person. He was like, this is what I wanted to do all my life. And if you're doing it for me, right, I will support you, stand with you with whatever comes. And dean by my side, like I didn't have to worry anything in my college. I would submit all the things, I would keep my promise, submit the assignments, submit the, other things. But prioritizing your time is very important. Is that, IPL very important to watch, right? If it gives you joy and that is the only time which you're taking it out for yourself, that is good. Document it. That I'm going to take out 2 hours for myself. I'm going to play 1 hour PUBG. I'm going to watch 1 hour IPL, right? But apart from that, you don't get any other extra hours. Okay. extra hours you need to plan for your studies, plan for your passion, your whatever you want to do in life. So that is how I manage my time. Sir, would you ever regret on sacrifices in your life? If you have any, could you please tell us with us? Sacrifices, I would say that I will never regret anything which I did till this point of time, anything, because based on the conditions which were there, I took a decision. And if I'm not standing by my decision, right, that was not my decision. That was someone else's decision, right? Because as I look back, the mistakes which I did, I learned from them, right? The progress which I did, the money which I earned, and I spent it, all on different. I had gold membership of Starbucks. Okay, so Starbucks have 3 level of memberships. Okay, and I was a gold member there, meaning that I would spend around 10,000 rupees in Starbucks. Okay, per year basis, and I would spend more than that. Okay, so when I started earning money, I didn't knew where to spend it. Right, I didn't knew where to save it. I didn't have a mentor who can guide me to manage my finances because I was earning money. Right, what should I do with so much money? I paid my fees. I did all that stuff. Now what should I do with my money? I had extra money. I was spending it right anywhere where I felt right. Okay. And that moment I was trying to, understand. And, if you ask me, do you regret that decision? I'd be like, it was good if someone was my, by my side who would stop me, say that, hey, Ali, don't spend money or invest in, Bitcoin, invest in stock market and do something like that. That would really be great. But there was no one, at that time who would guide me on that path. And that's why I took a decision. Okay, that was a bad decision. But it taught me something that today, if I have money, I'm going to invest it in 10 different places and I'm going to be careful with that money. Okay. And I'm going to, make a finance list. I'm going to do XYZ stuff. Okay. So I don't regret any decision in my life till now. And I will never do that. Even if you give me an opportunity to go back and redo stuff, I will never do that. I will leave it as it is because I don't know, how am I going to, turn out if I didn't took that decision, because that is why I am here and what I am doing today, right? So yeah. There are some meeting notes. I don't know how I will be able to see that meeting note, but okay, I'm not able to see that. Where did you invest your money? So that is something which is very personal, but I can say, on top, I would say that I see that market trends. I see a lot of stuff. I invest money in startups and I invest money in real estate a lot. Real estate is something which I believe in. And apart from that, I invest a lot of money on myself, meaning that I have memberships which cost lakhs, okay, but they are worth it because they provide me knowledge on in a very simple format, and I love them. So I spend a lot of money on self development, books. I have a big shelf of books, laptops because I use them. Like both my laptops, I have a Mac, I have a HP, Omen. Both of them are really good niche laptops, right? And I constantly upgrade, on things. So memberships, I would say Orially is one of them. IEEE is one of them. For IEEE, I pay like 7 to 8,000 rupees per year. For Orially, I pay around $500 per year. That is around 40,000 rupees per year. Apart from that, there's ACM. For that, I don't pay much amount, but it is free, right? It is not that hefty on my pocket. So these are some of the things which I pay for. Self investment. Apart from that, other investments are likely on. I would invest on individuals as well. So if I find someone who is very talented but he's not able to pay for that course, I'll go ahead and do that for him and try to make a culture like that. But I don't have so much money as well, so I'm not that rich, you can say, right? I'm still making money and I'm investing it. So at this moment of time, if you say what are your savings, I would say it's zero. But if you talk about what assets I'm building a lot of it, and I would be able to see that in the next coming 2 to 3 years what I have built. Okay, so I guess if there are no questions, I guess that is good. So I don't earn from seminars usually, right? Technically, whenever, so my business model here is very simple. It is like I usually combine stuff, right? So I usually don't charge 2-tier, 3-tier institutes. Basically, I would go there, deliver the seminar, workshop, anything, right? Won't charge a penny there. But if I'm going for a premium institute, I will definitely have a budget in my mind. And because I already come with a brand myself, I would, arrange it in such a fashion that it provides them with a business opportunity for their students, because they are having the money to pay, right? They don't need free advice. They don't need free guidance. They have the money to pay. So I will monetize it in that sense. Apart from that, for the programs which I have multiple programs, multiple streams of earning. So it is not just one part. I'm also doing a full-time job with Postman, as I told you. So that is from there also I'm getting a lot of money. So yeah, that is how you can say, I monetize stuff. For workshops, I charge amount, one-time amount, redundant amount based on the kind of workshop. I'm usually a corporate trainer, so I don't charge students much. Or most of my student things would be free, but I am basically making money from corporate webinars and seminars, because that is where a lot of money is there, and that is a best business model which you might come across. So that is good. That's where I make money from. Please suggest some sites similar to GDG IEEE. For resources, I guess, you can discover your own stuff. So I guess I can, you can go ahead and, search for multiple sites. So usually I rely on newsletters, okay, weekly newsletters, monthly newsletters for people who inspire me. So there are a lot of people who inspire me as well, right? I am not the, the topmost guy there. I have people who inspire me on a daily basis. Like, for example, there's Jeff Dean, there's, Elon Musk. There are so many different people who inspire me on a daily basis. So I try to, replicate what they do. I try to, understand what they are currently doing, and try to, gain some insights from them. And you can, for resources, you can be going ahead to any website, which, of someone who inspires you, and gather data, and then, prepare your own stuff, prepare your own notes. So that is something which you can do. Can you give us an overview of data science? Data science, yeah, I can give you an overview though, but that is something which is a field related to machine learning, but not hardcore machine learning, where you use machine learning models to do, derive insights from the data, and help businesses grow. So, for example, if you are doing a data science job, you'll be working with tools like Power BI, Google Data Studio, Tableau, and all these tools, which will help you to derive insights on top of the data which is already available, right? Machine learning is more hardcore towards making algorithms and cleaning data and doing all that stuff. But data science is basically more about understanding and providing value to the businesses, and helping them grow, provide them key insights, and help them understand what their customer base looks like. So that's what data science looks like. Okay. How to build connections on LinkedIn? A very important question is that how do you build connections? You approach a lot of people. So my basic way of approaching anyone on LinkedIn is to first appreciate for the work they are doing. So if I'm approaching Jeff Dean on LinkedIn, the basic approach which I'll follow is to first appreciate him for what he's doing, because he's doing something great, right? People melt when you appreciate them, right? So people would smile, people would be joyous, right? They will feel happy when you appreciate them, right? And that is for everyone of us. It is not something which is a reserve. And once you appreciate them, they would be happy to talk, right? So once you appreciate them, then you pitch them, right? That, hey, I came across your profile and I wanted to be a machine learning engineer, but I'm not getting a pathway, right? Can you please help me, because you have already had a very successful career in machine learning? Try to ask a relevant question. Don't go and ask, what is your CTC, right? Can you refer me to Google? These are the questions which are very vague, which are very open-ended, where you are not relationships. You are asking. And believe no one likes beggars, right? Do you like beggars who come and ask one? Oh, right. Just there for asking stuff, right? So people will ignore you if you're just going out there and DMing everyone on LinkedIn. Being shameless doesn't mean be that shameless. Okay, present your case, appreciate their work, pitch your thing, what you want to do, share your vision, what you want to achieve, and then ask for a help. Okay, build relationship. Okay, that is very important. Apart from that, I guess that is there. Yeah.
Sometimes in college, as I've spoken to most of my friends, and they often say that the college education is more like jotting something down the throat rather than actually explaining what logical implications it has. So, given that, how can we strive forward to be above the college? I mean, you talked about that how we should just obey the rules of college, but to try a higher step, to try for something higher. So given all that they are trying to teach us, but we are not getting it. They are just focusing on the speed, like how fast a person can learn. So how can we improvise? How can we catch up on that while exploring new avenues in life?
Sure thing. So I would say that whenever you are at that point of life, right, where you are not getting the time, right, and you are also in that position where you want to that the college curriculum is not helping you enough, right? Now see, every college, I won't comment how your college operates or how my college operates in that sense, right? Every college, the end goal of the faculty or the dean is to make you employable, okay, is to make you successful, right? So it is, they are also following a syllabus, right? They are also following guidelines, because it is not them who have made the syllabus, or if it is not a university, obviously. But if it is a university, they are the ones who are making the syllabus, and they have the power to change it, right? They just don't have the motivation to change it. Meaning that people are okay, right? People are studying, and people are graduating, and people are getting jobs. So why would faculties budge? Why would the management budge, right? Because people are getting graduated, people are getting jobs, people are making their lives easier. So they won't have kind of an inclination to do something. Okay, to give you a very simple example, in my case, I wanted to do machine learning. Okay, I didn't have a good laptop. All the college PCs were also not that good. They were really slow, right? Now the idea was to bring a machine in a college which is hardcore, okay, which can process terabytes of data, GBs, petabytes, and terabytes of data at a given instance. Now, for a college which is a 3-tier college, okay, no one knows about it. Will the management will be interested to bring that machine into the college? The answer is no, straight no, right? But what if I make the whole class understand that how that machine is going to work, what implications the machine will bring, what education opportunities the collaboration will bring, right? I go to faculties, explain them, how it is going to benefit them, not just me, okay? And everyone make a case and go to the, dean or the management and say that this is what we want, this is quite possible. And believe me, we bought DGX station, which is NVIDIA's beast, right? Supercomputer, what rupees 80 lakh rupees in our college, which is a 3-tier college, self-funded, right? And that was given to all the students in our college. Okay. Now that is something which doesn't come in a day or two, doesn't come in a month or two. You need to prepare your case properly. Okay. And whenever we talk about college education, college is basically preparing you to so as I see it, right? College gives that average person a chance to present themselves in front of the companies, right? So if someone is very average, he doesn't understand stuff, he doesn't want to, he doesn't have that knowledge of business, he doesn't want to go ahead and start a business, he just wants a job, right? That is what his ambition is. College is perfect for him because college will do that for him, okay? And college will help him to do that, right? Now for people who are ambitious, people who are who don't want to be in that loop of job, they want to do something different, and for them college is also ready to shape themselves accordingly. But for that, you cannot individually do stuff, right? Because it is a college, it is not something a single institute where you need to set the mentality of the whole people. Why does IIT has access to top-notch research papers for free? Why don't other colleges, right? The answer is simple, because the students there consume it. The students there provide value to the college after consuming that research papers, right? And they generate patents. They come up with ideas, right? why is it not there in second year or third year? Because students are least bothered about it, right? And students are more bothered about achieving more marks, achieving more pointers, and that's why college is imposing it, saying that you need to do this because there is nothing else which college sees, right? And they want to obviously educate you in that span of time. They have limited time, and that's why they will push onto the curriculum on you, and you have to finish that. So the idea is very simple. If you are alone, right, try to be with the flow. Just try to do your thing with the college rules. If you are alone, but if you are together, you have people with a similar mindset, you can actually change college rules. Like I have done it in my college. Okay, I actually changed university rules. We are an affiliated college. We are not even a university. And then too, we were able to twist and turn rules so much that at the end of the day, all our students were able to achieve something good with being in the limits of college norms, university norms, and everything else. There's an interesting question. How is the process of... Sorry, go ahead. Someone was saying something.
Sir, I had another question.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their pace of studying something, right? So, like if everyone is studying calculus, so somebody will grasp on it very efficiently, some may not. So, for some that may not, how can they be motivated enough to keep trying? Because they know that once they lose heart, they won't be able to continue it. It's kind of becomes an anxiety to them. So, how can that be overcome? If it would be really grateful if you gave some tips on that.
Sure. So I usually find that, not every brain is equal. And that is why some learn faster, some learn slower, right? And if you talk about me, I'm personally the slower one, okay? I'm not the one who learns everything faster. I'm not a big brainer, right? To be very simple terms. Like in my family, I'm the one who scores least in every test till now, but I'm doing good in life, okay? That is a different part. But if you, talk about doing in terms of, studies or syllabus, I'm not a good ranker and I don't understand stuff once in one go. I need someone to explain it to me again and again so that I can grasp the concept, and I will make a notes and then I will try to ratify it or try to understand it more and more. It will consume 3-4 hours more, right? So my advice is to these people who are slow learners is that it doesn't really matter if you're a tortoise in the race, okay, or you're the rabbit in the race. Okay, don't get demotivated because the rabbit finished the line. Okay, rabbit has its own set of features, and rabbits they have they are faster in nature. They can travel a lot, right? That is fine, but think of your possibilities, right? What as a tortoise you can do, right? What is your capability? Okay, you're good in water, right? You're good in maths. You're not good in science, right? Or you're not good in, let's say, programming, but you're good in making proposals. You're good in cloud technology, which is more like configuration. So first thing is to understand what your field is about. If you are from computer science, what is computer science about? Is it about coding? No, it is not about coding. 10% of it is coding, right? Then what is 90%? Discover, curiosity, right? Develop that curiosity and set your own path. Okay, don't get excited because someone is getting a job at Google, right? I don't work for Google, right? But I have partnered with them on many occasions and I know how Google works. Okay, currently I work for Postman, which is an Indian origin startup. Why I work with Postman? Because Postman shares the vision which I share. Okay, and even though I might get a lot more money if I would have worked for Google or Microsoft, but they don't share the vision which I share. Okay. And that's why I didn't choose that company. Very simple. I had interview opportunities. I was actually interviewing with Google when I was interviewing with Postman, and I chose Postman over Google. And people told me I'm a no-brainer, right? I don't understand stuff. I don't understand technology. People people speak, right? People say. So whenever you get anxious about something, whenever you see that LinkedIn post, which is telling you to go in FANG, work for big companies, it is not compulsory that success comes working for big company, right? Success, everyone's definition of success is different. My definition of success is that I should be able to achieve my vision. Okay, my definition of success is not about money, not about working for a big brand, not about doing a number of things. My success, my definition of success is to achieve my vision. Okay, now if it is done using a startup, I will go with them. If it is done using Google, I will go with them. Okay, and as far as my peers are concerned, as far as people who are concerned, who are extra fast, who are traveling at pace, right? They are doing their thing. Okay, they have the resources. Okay, so if I was born poor, it is not my fault that I was born in a poor family and someone was born in a rich family. So he was able to afford laptop in diploma college, but I was not. So what is my avenue? Right at that moment, my avenue is cyber. My avenue is requesting my college saying that, hey, the college finishes at 4, but I want to stay till 8. Okay, because I don't have a laptop and I want to work on the college PC. Okay, so can you do that for me? Okay, so I usually say that, don't look at others. Okay, don't never compare yourself with anyone. Okay, even someone you look up to. Okay, you take motivation from them, you take inspiration from them, but don't compare. Okay, so whenever people tell me that, hey Ali, I like I want to be like you, I say, don't ever say that, right? You don't want to be in my position, right? You want something bigger than what I do, right? Your vision would be completely different than my vision, and everyone is different in that way. So if you are not able to cope up with some subjects, try to put hard work and pass at least. Okay, like I was not able to cope up with maths. M3, I'm not weak at maths. Okay, I have scored 100 on 100 in school and even in diploma college. Okay, but when M3 was there, right, the story was, it was a choice. Should I pursue my dream, or should I pursue and do maths and pass maths and leave my dreams? Okay, so it was one-on-one. Exams were on the same day. On that day, I had an interview at a different place where I was exploring opportunities, right? And I had to choose. Either I sit for the exam, either I go for that interview, right? You know what I chose? I didn't choose the exam, obviously, and I got a 1-year drop. Okay, but I knew that I will be able to recover in that 1-year period, right? And I will brush up my math skill again. And machine learning means maths, right? So I anyway had to learn maths. Okay, so I was not bad at maths, but I was not paying it enough attention. And once I paid attention, I scored full like 80 on 80, right? And that was like it is very simple. Like once you pay attention, you get marks. It is not that difficult. It's just that you need to be dedicated enough, and you need to invest a little bit more time than others. But don't compare yourself and feel that anxiety. Nowadays, a lot of people feel that whenever their peers are getting married, or their peers are getting job at Google or Microsoft or Tank Company, and they are getting a job at TCS, don't compare it. Okay, because your vision is different and that person's vision is different. It's just that you be happy in your journey and always strive to achieve more. If you're happy with that, be happy with that. No one is coming to your shoulder and saying that, hey, hustle, go buy a bungalow. No, if you're happy with 40K salary, that is fine. Be happy with that. No one is going up there, and if you try to listen to people, they are not happy with 1 CR salary. Okay, they will want 2 CR or 3 CR or 4 CR. So that is going to happen. It's just that you need to be focused on your work. You need to be focused on how you do it, right? And that will pave way for you. So even if you are left out of the crowd, don't feel left out, because you know that what you're doing. You are confident that even if you're slow, you will do the degree. I did degree in 4 years, whereas my peers did it in 3 years. But I'm way more settled than my peers, right? They are doing their own stuff. I am doing my own stuff, right? So I don't compare myself with them. It is very simple. How is the process of selection in Postman? The selection is very simple. There is no selection, first of all. Anyone can apply to be a Postman student expert. Okay. So you can become, student expert. You just need to fill that form. And after filling that form, you will receive, you will see 2-3 links, which you need to, go ahead and do that. Okay. And once you are able to, complete that training, you get that expert badge within 2 weeks. And you don't need a criteria for that. Yeah, there is another program, which is student leadership program. For that, there is some criteria. But for student expert program, there is no criteria. You just need to fill that form. And after you fill that form, once you hit submit, you will see 2 links. Save that links, go through the training. And once you're done, you're good. You will get that badge automatically. Okay. So you don't need to worry about it. It is very simple. It is not a selection criteria. You can go and do it. So yeah, I guess I have already discussed about my vision. When I was interviewing with Postman's vision was to, promote API literacy. So how many of you are from CS background here? Computer science background?
Almost everyone.
Almost everyone, right? So if you all are from computer, like I see a lot of hands up, right? That is good. So if you all are from computer science background, how many of you know about APIs? What is API? Or microservices. You can add in the chat, that is also fine. Yep, anyone? Who knows about what is an API or, what is a microservice? Something similar. No one? Is it? Okay. So, the vision of API, the vision of Postman is to go out there and promote API literacy. Okay. So API, yeah, I knew it. People would say that it is application programming interface. Yeah. So it allows you to talk with each other, right, to applications. But how? How does it happen on the back end? Do you know that, right? And API is the fundamental of literally every service you will see in software world. Okay. So if you don't, know how API works, let's say if you haven't implemented or worked with API, you're gonna will have some hard time coping up with that in the industry. And Postman helps you to learn API very easily and use them effectively. So that is the program about. And their vision is very simple: to add value to students and not promote the product, because APIs is something which everyone needs at the end of the day. So even if you're not using Postman, but you know API, that is good. We are okay with that because our aim is to promote API literacy. And that's how it resonates with one part of my vision statement. And yeah, anyone can apply if you are want to learn about API. Anyone can go to the training. Training is very simple. If you folks want, I can do a hands-on workshop for everyone for APIs. It can be for non-CS backgrounds as well, and your club can arrange it. But it is not an AI topic, not a fancy topic, but something which is very much important for everyone. Okay, so it's about to be 4, so I will take 1-2 more questions if there are any, and then we will end the call. Sure, you can ask your faculty or home to organize it. Maybe that would be really helpful. So for Postman Student Expert, you can go and apply there, as I told you already, right? And you can become a Postman Student Expert. That is the badge which you will get after you become a student expert, right? So this is the badge which will be visible to you, once you clear the training. And it is an open badge, meaning that you can share it with your resume and etc. And that is how you can go ahead and do that. So for the sharing the link, I'll share the link of the program. Just have a look at it. Okay. Okay, so that's it from my side. If we are okay, everyone can uncover their camera and we can click a photo maybe or something like that. I'll stop the screen sharing.
So I hope all the questions are done. I'll take a moment to thank our speaker. Thank you so much, sir. Your words really strengthened our belief in ourselves and made us aware of the available pool of opportunities. I hope this webinar would surely change lives and give each one of us a course to head on in the right direction. You really made us believe in your code that you deserve all that this world has for you, and no background can take away your opportunities. It was an honor for us to host you. Thank you so much, sir.
A splendid session indeed. With this, I would like to call upon Om Krishna Yadav, our student coordinator, to present the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Alicia. So, before beginning, I would first say that as a viewer of the session, it was just too good to even blink eyes for a second. One of the best sessions I ever witnessed. And sir, I must say it was truly and genuinely phenomenal. You spoke with utter precision on the technical ground, pouring words of knowledge and clearing tones of uncanny doubts that we had. Similarly, your words on self-confidence and career pathway were a stringent and focused inspiration to all our viewers, and it shall definitely work us through our roads of success. We are immensely obliged, glad, and honored by your very presence today. And those who couldn't join today definitely missed a wondrous session. Thank you. It's pretty small word from our end to Besto, but still a very big thank you to you, sir, for today, and hope to see you soon with more of the sessions. I would also like to extend my special thanks to Dr. Nageshwar Gupta sir and Dr. Soundarajan sir for taking out time from their busy schedule and being the part of the session. And last but not the least, a gratitude filled thanks to all the viewers who definitely are the primary key for any event to turn into a success. And surely they must have felt pretty satisfied on being the part of this session too. Thank you everyone and good evening.
As Sir said, you can all switch on your cameras for a picture.
Yeah, it's not compulsory. I know many of the people will be on the bed, but yeah, that is fine. As far as we are all visible here, let's see. Thank you so much for so much love. It's always pleasure talking to students.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. We hope you had a splendid time with us. Thank you once again.
Yeah. Oh, you are taking the picture? Just take a screenshot. I'm enabling the together mode, but it is not giving me the option. So try it from your
Yeah,
end.
just a second, sir. I will try from my end.
Yeah. Just click on together mode preview and you will be able to see everyone together who all have turned on their cams, I guess. Are you able to do it?
Sir, I guess from settings it's not visible at how
We can
we
use
can.
the large gallery preview.
Yeah.
I'm taking the screenshots. I will be sharing it with you.
Okay, okay.
So
So
I'm
It's
you
taking
can
okay.
the
turn on
Okay.
your
screenshots.
camera. Rahul will do.
Turn on the camera. Rahul will do it. Huh?
Yeah. I guess gallery mode is visible.
Yeah, I've taken the screenshot.
Perfect.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank you
everyone.
everyone
Thank you so
for
Thank you.
much.
joining today.
Thank
And
you,
thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye bye. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.